Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to short reels and short attention spans. I charted Prashant with Delhi University 2023. So I picked this one because this was kind of interesting. I did notice this too myself. We're getting to people where things are getting into short clips and stuff, snippets of stuff, instant pleasure, on to the next thing. Don't want to get bored with the thing that I was just watching. Got to move on to the next thing. Got to move on to the next thing before I get bored of this one. The reason why I was struggling speaking there because I was going to link it to dating. But it's true though. It's kind of, again, it's instant gratification. If you're bored, you want to move on to the next thing. If you're not happy, you want to just move on to the next thing because it's so readily available. Even this thing, the entertainment business is very short, consumable, like easy to consume. But yeah, it's very true. And I grew up whenever you actually had to watch commercials. And, commercials were pretty nice. They're about a minute, 2 minute, 3 to 5 minutes long, somewhere around there. Got about 2 of them in the middle of your cartoons or whatever you're watching. Now, you have a skip button. I hate skip button now, mind you. I hate the skip button. You maybe ask yourself why. Because generally speaking, I'm usually working around the house, or especially when I'm washing dishes. And I'm, listening to the video and washing. All of a sudden, an ad comes up. My hands are wet, and it's a skippable video. I'm like, oh no! And that skippable video is 3 minutes long. I'm like, I cannot let this run. I love unskippable videos because those tend to be 5 to 15 minutes. Nothing I can do about it, so I just continue washing. Not a problem. But skippable videos, they put 3 minutes to 5 minute long ads on there. I'm like, this is not an ad. This is another show in the middle of my show. What the heck is going on? Sorry. I had to let that out. It's probably been boiling up in there. But you get my point, though. And this is kind of interesting that we're going to probably be teaching our children or the next generation to have short attention spans because they get bored with whatever they have with real quick. They don't want to work at it. That's another thing. They don't want to work at something. It's really weird to tie in something that working at something with short attention span, but they're linked together. So I don't know. Anyways, let's see what that chart has to say. And enough of me for now.
Does the person you are with encourage you to read? You have to ask, what does he bring for me? Roses or books? If someone has a stake in making you better, that person will push you towards books. Books are what we all need.
How to cook. Sorry. I mean, this actually kind of applies to the topic at hand too. No one has time to read books. They want audiobooks. And even then, why listen to an audiobook? Just music. Again, music is 3 minutes average, 2 to 3 minutes. On to the next music. Audiobooks, man, that thing's like 1 hour, 2 hours long. Ain't got time for that. And plus, who cares about learning something? Just listen to something enjoyable. Why learn? That's what you got out of school for, right?
So good afternoon, sir. My question is, sir, nowadays we use YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and other such short video platforms, and they are really shortening our attention span. So my question is, how can we use technology and media in such a way that it does not affect our attention span, and what are some ways to maximize it?
There's nothing you can really do except to influence people around you to tell them that they should be doing something else, or doing long format videos, or watching my videos. I talk a lot, so this short format's definitely not going to be a problem here. but no, like seriously, because you can't force anyone to watch what you want them to watch or what they need to watch. You kind of have to just tell them, say, hey, look, you have to make them realize that their attention span may be short. You have to catch them in the act and see that they're always doing this. If they see that's a problem and they want to fix it, then they can. Otherwise, the best thing you can do is try to make long form video that it's attention grabbing, really. If it's boring, people are not going to watch it. No matter, well, I won't say no matter what it is, but generally speaking, no matter what it is, unless it's something that they need to know and something that requires long format, then they're not. For entertainment purposes, the second that they're bored, you're not serving the purpose that they're watching you for, entertainment. If you're not entertaining them, they're not going to watch you. And if you it's very difficult to remain entertaining for the full 30 minutes or however long your video is. So that's kind of what you have to kind of work with. Be entertaining for 30 minutes, then you can grab people's attention who find that for whatever it is you're doing entertaining. But make them realize it. Make your long form videos entertaining throughout. Yeah, and just kind of try to spread the word. I suppose that's about the best you can without forcing people.
Thank you, sir.
No, see, it is primarily not about the span of attention. The important thing is not really for how long you can hold your attention on an object.
But
The important thing is what is the quality of the object you are attending to. And the nature of human consciousness is such that only very specific type of objects can really hold your attention for long. Let me go a little deeper into it. You see, our mind, our consciousness is constantly searching for something. Getting it? Man is the name of a lifelong craving. We are continuously a longing. And the world is full of infinite objects, and we do not know those objects. Therefore, we keep approaching those objects one after the other, incessantly, all our life, in the hope that our internal longing will come to rest through one of those objects. That's why we are constantly restless. That's why we are constantly trying, experimenting, knocking at one door after the other. Getting it? That is the reason why the short format, the short video format in social media has been inevitable. And since it has arrived over the last few years, it has been more successful than the longer formats. Because the audience, without even knowing it, in an unconscious way, is looking for something extraordinary. Now, if you give them a 30-minute piece to watch, by the second or third minute, it is anyway clear that the thing that you are looking for is not going to be found in that long video. Right? So after the third minute, the audience will drop out. After the third minute, the audience will anyway drop out, because it has become clear that the video is not what your deepest self wanted. So how do the video makers, how do the so-called content creators cope with this? They said, we know that we cannot hold the audience anyway for more than 3 minutes. So we will give them just 1 minute of content. And then the danger of the audience running away reduces. And then the proportion of the video that has been watched improves. Because if you see on an average, if people are watching 3 minutes out of 30-minute content, that is just 10%.
All right, guys. I'm going to pause right here because clearly I went over the 1 minute requirement as Acharya here said to do. 1 minute content from now on. Oh, Jesus.
Right? The algorithm will record that the average duration viewed is just 10% of the video length. Whereas if you serve them just a 50-second thing, the audience will watch it for 30-40 seconds before they can make up their mind to drop out.
That's very true.
Right?
I've heard, I don't remember where. I think I heard this one other time before. It's something that randomly came up. But yeah, it's true, you know. And then your retention span in terms of your video is really good because you have like I forget how long it is, like a 80 to 90% retention on your videos because they're staying for the whole 50 seconds. Because sometimes, you know, it takes them that long to figure out whether they want to watch it or not. By then it's too late.
Even if you discover that the video is trash, still you would have spent a few seconds on the video, 10, 20, 30 seconds, something. So even if you spend 15 seconds on a 45-second short or reel or something,
33%.
you have still watched 33% of the video length. Now this 33% is far better than the 10% that you watch on the long video. So this little thing gets more favorably ranked on the YouTube or Instagram algorithm. Right? Do you see the fundamental reason? The fundamental reason is everybody, be it the long video creator, the short video creator, the movie maker, the Netflix maker, does not matter who he is, everybody knows that the content that you are serving does not have that touch of eternity in it. It does not have that all essential quality in it that can simply bind the viewer to the screen. So people are trying all kinds of tricks. They have to try these tricks because they are finding themselves unable to address the central problem. And the central problem, as I mentioned right in the first sentence today, is not the length of the attention span. The central problem is the quality of the object you are serving to your audience. Is the content worth it? If the content is worth it, then people can watch even for 1 hour, 2 hours, and any length does not matter. The epics have been so long lasting. And do you know the number of verses they contain? The number of verses run into scores of thousands.
Oh, shit. I was thinking
10,000
200.
verses, 20,000 verses, 40,000 verses, more than 100,000 verses. And yet they have been eternal and immortal.
Classic.
If you talk of the Vedas, the Rig Veda itself has 10,000 verses. Or if you go to Homer and talk of Iliad and Odyssey, again there the length of the work is so daunting. But still, it has been with the people and they have just loved it. So it's not that people are afraid of length really. People are just fed up of trash. Trash. And trash does not necessarily refer to production values. It does not really refer to how attractively, how lucratively you have packaged the whole thing.
I'm still going to be pausing because try not to cough into the mic too much. But he said something really interesting there. It's very true. He said trash. Now, I might have thought of something whenever he said that and might not have been linked to what he said. But these 30-second, 1-minute length videos. They consume them in 100%, 50% to 100% range, as opposed to the 10% like Achari here is talking about. Just because everyone's watching 50 to 100% of these things doesn't mean they're gonna stand a test of time. I thought of that. I don't remember if that's what he was thinking. But yeah, this TikTok or Instagram, whatever, is viewed 50 million times, but it's not necessarily going to stand a test of time unless it's a meme or something. But yeah, I mean, these short form clips just have meaning for the moment, but they're fleeting, versus epic poems, well written books or stories, or information that really has meaning and depth behind it, like memes. Anyways,
it refers to what is inside the package. It is the stuff that is inside the package. That's what I'm referring to as trash. What is the message you are delivering? What is the insight you are providing through your video? Is there something in the video that will give some relief to my otherwise tormented life?
Beyond the 1 minute?
Be it a youngster, a man, a woman, a professional, a student, an old man, a Hindu, a Muslim, a rich man, somebody looking for a job. It does not matter. We all are missing something very essential in our life. Now, is your video or your story or whatever you have as an artist, is that able to provide me something that will fill up the hollow here in my chest?
Interesting that he said that. It's kind of like drugs in life in general. People who get stressed out, they smoke. People who, and generally speaking, it just temporarily relieves them. The problem doesn't go away. Alcohol, people who drink a lot of alcohol to drink away their problems doesn't go away. They just lose time. Same thing with drugs. They have problems. They take drugs to kind of numb the issues, but again, all that is just temporary relief, and heck, you might be even creating more problems because of what you're doing. It's not something to genuinely fill that hollow spot. It's just I wouldn't say it's a band-aid either, but it's more like it just, I don't say numb it, but maybe something to numb the area, but could end up causing the problem to grow still, because it doesn't go away.
At the center of my existence is a big void, and it pains. It pains incessantly. If you are a video creator, you are an artist. If you are a painter or a storyteller, you are an artist. Do you have it in you? Does your art contain that beauty, that truth, that will bring some succor to my charred life? A few drops of relief to my parched existence. So that's the problem. And if you do not solve that problem, you'll find even 1 minute is too much.
Oh my gosh.
People will run away from you in 5 seconds. Because what you are bringing to them is just so repetitive and old and dull and boring.
Mm-hmm.
Within 5 seconds, people have begun to discover that the stuff being served is just a rehash of something old. Now the old thing itself was unable to provide any relief. What will this thing in the new package do? No hope. So one just scrolls away. And you hold your mobile phone like this, and with one thumb or one finger you are just scrolling away. Even 5 seconds is too much now. So that's the thing. Ours is an age of a very special kind of crisis, you see. There is a complete proliferation of all kinds of colorful objects all around. You want to buy a car, you will be flooded with choices. You specify a budget and 15, 25 kinds of models are available. You want to buy a shirt, n numbers of brands. You want to visit a place, so many options and so many tour travel operators. You want to eat, just look at the ever lengthening menu.
Wow. Again, this is again something I've thought about as well with and I think I've said it a few times in my channel, but I talk about how America is so luxurious, so problem free, we'll say that. For the most part, relatively speaking, it's problem free, it's luxurious, it's because again, you know, our neighbors aren't hostile towards us. As a matter of fact, we're really close friends with most of them, even though there are gangs or whatever. But generally speaking, it's relatively safe. You know, obviously we all have internal problems in any country, and some more than others. And it feels like it's getting worse in the United States. But what he talks about is the fact that we have, and something that I've thought of myself is the fact that we have anything that you want, you essentially you can have. Like there's nothing really to work for, achieve, or find purpose. It's just kind of like what a recent video I've seen is that you're just working to live. You're not working to have a life. You're working to pay your bills, to buy food, to buy your next most expensive purse or your next most expensive car or phone. These are not meaningful things. Don't get me wrong, it's not to say that it's not good to buy these things, it's just that they don't fill this void. And I think a lot of rich people do fill that void with just new things, because it's something that can fill it temporarily, make them happy temporarily, but it's never permanent. And it's even happening to the common folks, you know, not rich or famous. They're so rich, they're getting bored of it, in some degree. Not all, of course. But yeah, it's really strange. The fact that Sadhguru talks about the most important thing whenever AI takes over the world. People can actually live their lives now instead of having to work. And people are worried. It's like, live life? What does that mean? You mean I don't have to work? But then what do I do? Live your life. What's life? You know? And Acharya here is talking about that too. It's just like everything's so easy access. We don't know what to do with ourselves.
The entire culinary expanse of the world is available on your table. So choices everywhere. That's what the industrial age has done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go to Amazon. Does not matter what you want, it will be delivered at your doorsteps. People are truly empowered. So objects all around and yet nothing that can satisfy you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reminded of that beautiful poem. Water everywhere, but not a drop to drink.
I've heard that too. That is hilarious.
A lost ship in the middle of a vast ocean. Water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. That's our state. In the language of social media, you could say content everywhere, but not one video of relief.
Man, this person he's pretty stoked down there. I mean, come on, be a little bit lively.
So, instead of taking the issue head on, instead of discovering the root cause, as usual, we have relied more on trickery and cunningness and shortcuts. So we have said, okay, we will keep reducing the length of the video. We'll keep loading it with special effects. Look at the VFX content in movies these days. Why do you need that so much? Why? There is a reason. And unless you understand that reason, you will not understand the age you are living in. You will not understand the world. You will not understand your own life.
You need the wow, the next big wow.
Why so many filters are needed? There is a reason. And the reason is very important to know.
Big wow?
You cannot have a video where you're just saying something important in a simple way. Because nothing important is being said at all. Trash is being served in innumerable avatars. And therefore you require all kinds of embellishments and filters and decorations, editing and effects and
I was hoping to wait. I was trying to find a perfect time to pause that. But interesting he said that trash. Is he... The way... Whenever he said that, it made me think they're trying to disguise trash in a new and consumable way. As in, here's trash content. No one will watch it. Let's add VFX, fireworks, and explosions to it so people will consume the trash. Is that what he's saying right there?
all the jazz.
All the jazz.
Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Is this making sense, or is this looking all very incoherent?
So it's related to the question, and it provided a deep perspective. You were talking about trash, like there is a lot of trash in nowadays, media. So how to pick out, what is, not trash. And my question was, that when we try to focus on what's good, so how much trash, has been fed to us? So much trash, so much amount of irrelevant videos have been, shown to us. So we find it really difficult to focus on what's really important. So I was talking about that perspective.
Yes. That's very important to ask. You see, before I can be able to sift the trash from the useful, I must know who I am, because all the usefulness will be to me. Before I can put my finger on a specific medicine or a food item, I must know what I need. Right? Before I can discover what is the kind of video content or content in literature or arts or anywhere I can pick for myself, I must know what I truly need. That's called self-knowledge. Knowledge of yourself. When you know who you are, then you will be able to put all useless content aside. Not much thought will be needed then, and you will not be indecisive. You will immediately know that's the point I need to go to, because that's what I'm looking for. And when you do not know who you are, and therefore you do not know what you're looking for, all kinds of diverse options remain open and available and compelling to you. They all keep calling you, because you do not know what you want. See, you go to a supermarket.
Oh, real quick. That's actually a really good point. It made me think of something else a little bit different. That's kind of the same saying. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for nothing. Meaning that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything out there, because you have nothing to stand on, nothing to stand for. It's kind of a little bit similar in that sense. The fact that if you don't know who you are, you'll just consume everything until those things will tell you who you are. But you shouldn't expect external things to tell you who you are. You need to figure out who you are, and that way, outside cannot influence who you truly are.
and you have no idea what you have come there for. Can you imagine your condition? You will be standing in the center, and at that center you will be gawking at all kinds of shops, and no option will be available to be discounted. Have you not seen people saying, right, this is right, even that is right, and then even that is right, and then something else comes up, a fourth or fifth option, and that fellow says, well, no, even this thing sounds right. That's the condition of the commoner. Everything appears right, and nothing appears fully right. So there is no option that appears so absolutely right that you commit yourself to it. And there is no option that appears so obviously wrong that you totally discard it. So you remain in the middle of that super mall with options surrounding you from all sides. And you are unable to cross out any of the options. That's what is happening when you are scrolling through your shorts feed. You just do not know what is it that you want. So your entire night, 2 hours, 4 hours, you just keep watching everything. And have you seen how the algorithm performs? It serves you a mix of everything. And then it tries to see what is it that you spend more time on. And then it starts serving you more of that content. But it never serves you 100% of anything. It just keeps mixing and rotating. Because it knows fully well that you will be very soon bored out. Because you are not committed to anything. And that is all right. Because how do I commit to anything if I do not know that that thing is perfect for me? And before I can know what is perfect for me, I should know who I am, what I lack, where do I stand, what do I identify with, what do I therefore want. Our education, our upbringing, just do not impart any kind of self-knowledge to us. They do not even encourage us to give importance to self-knowledge. Because self-knowledge is not really so much about memorizing something in a given book. A large part of the process of self-knowledge is just about observing your own life, thoughts, actions, emotions, relationships, all these things. So all that can be done internally in solitude. As a solo inquirer who wants to know himself. All that can be done. But only if, first of all, somebody points it out to us that self-knowledge is extremely important. That does not happen in the kind of system we are brought up and educated.
You know, that is so true. I mean, should our education system really teach us that, though? I mean, to me, in my opinion, it should be a no. But at the same time, maybe a yes, because this is something that you don't learn. This is something that you don't learn from your parents either, because, like, who teaches you about, you know, self-inquiry, you know, self-knowledge, look inwards, how to know yourself? I don't think that's something that's necessarily common to be known for, you know? It seems like someone has to teach you that. Not a lot of people think inwardly and observe themselves in situations. Like for me, I try to learn about my body in terms of how it acts, how it feels in certain situations. That way I know. if there's something wrong or something weird. Like for me right now, it's, I guess let me play this out here. This sickness that I have started Friday. It's just pure coughing. It was really weird. Just constant coughing. Never happened to me before. I'm like, this is really weird. This is my new experience for me. I've never just randomly coughed, and it's like there's nothing really. I don't think there's anything really bugging my throat or anything. Drinking is fine. So it was kind of weird. The next day, felt like crap. Woke up shivering in bed. And it's like, yeah, I caught something pretty bad for sure. Once I got myself kind of comfortable, passed right back out to sleep. Woke up, started off okay, then got worse throughout that Saturday. I was like, okay, yeah, I could. It was like a really bad sickness. I don't think it was COVID or anything like that. Sunday, I think towards the end of Sunday, I could start smelling the metal in my blood. Like when I maybe cough a little too hard, I can kind of smell it. That lets me know it's COVID. It's like, okay, I think it's COVID. I'm pretty confident in it because this is a very weird sickness I've never had before. I've kind of paid attention to what my body does when I'm sick, and COVID's always been the odd one, and also the metal smell was a very big hint. The first time I caught it, I smelled that metal. I was like, this is a very odd one. And when I got tested positive, I realized, okay, that's probably a symptom of if I get sick and I smell that, it's probably I have it. Second time I caught it, same thing. It's like the second day I smelt it, and it's like, I think it's that. Went to go test it. It is. This is the third time. I didn't get tested today because I stayed home, and well, it was the Friday, but I didn't know until I think it was later on that Sunday, and then I smelled that metal. I was like, okay, I think this might be COVID, but like Friday and Saturday, I didn't know because it's just different. And then on Monday, I was feeling better. Tuesday, got worse for some odd reason. But yeah, just these little things that you can pick up about your body and be observant on, and you can self-inquiry on. Sorry, being so detailed about that. But it's this little things like, again, when you get mad, when you get upset, when you get happy, any little things you pick up on and just learn about yourself. That way, things don't surprise you. So whenever I'm sick and it's a new kind of sickness I've never felt before, I'm like, okay, this is different. It's different. I mean, the third time, again, it's not 100%, but you can at least know that maybe this is a little bit more serious than the other times.
So we just totally sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is truly important for me? And it's not that you will not get some kind of answer. Maybe the answer will not be perfect. Actually, the answer will not be perfect. But you will get some kind of an answer. You will at least get a tentative list of priorities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 things are important to me, and roughly I can say that item number 2 is more important than item number 5. You'll have to sit with yourself in a relaxed, calm way, collect yourself and ask, truly, keeping all the thrills and all the trash apart, what do I really want? What do I really want? And once that list is there, then commit yourself to the top items in that list. Search for them. Not that there cannot be anything more important than the stuff you have put on your list. But you cannot do better than what you're currently doing. The thing that still remains undisclosed to you will be revealed in due time. Till that time, you can do no better than doing justice to what you already know of. I know that I need to have awareness of what's happening to the environment, let's say. right? Is that one of your priorities? I do not know. It might be. Give me one nice thing you are convinced is important and worth knowing. Tell me, please. Sports, politics, environment, science, spirituality, literature, art, something.
Sir, currently it's knowing my strengths and my weaknesses. So I'm really in the process of finding myself, and I was looking into, you know, what are the things which I can look into and dive deeper into.
So that connects three different fields:
Yeah.
psychology, philosophy, spirituality. Psychology, philosophy, and spirituality. By spirituality, I do not mean spirits and all kinds of superstition. By spirituality, I simply mean self-knowledge.
Oh, even Acharya knows. Spirituality just has such a bad tie in the West, and I'm glad he acknowledge, like even he I guess understands that, and I'm guessing maybe even in some of the areas where he's talking, where when we talk about spirituality, maybe they talk about like religion, but I'm glad that he clarified that by meaning self-knowledge as opposed to like ghost.
So these three fields. Now, once you know that these are the three things that as a youngster you are interested in, you have discovered these three things are important to you. What do you do next?
Seek them out. Seek information on them.
I know that these three things are important, and now if I am a human being, I must live by my conviction.
Yes, sir, I try to find relevant
That's
information
all.
and
As
knowledge.
simple as that. That's what.
Yeah, but sir, there's also a different kind of question that arises. So
Yes,
I've
yes.
been, in this self-discovery process for a while, and while I was in that process,
You know what? We're gonna pause it right there. 25, 35. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we want to pause it right there. I mean, it's very. I'm glad this. I mean, this guy seems like he's in the right boat. I don't know why I phrase it that way. He's in the right direction. He's self-inquiry. Trying to figure out what his strengths and weaknesses are, and that's a great start. Honestly, a lot of people are not even doing that, and hopefully, what Acharya makes sense to him. It's making a lot of sense to me. It's kind of hard sometimes when you're talking to people that you like, or very famous people. You don't want to look like an idiot and say, nope, the notes that I've written down here, it's not quite making sense. It's like it's just all over the place. Do you mind repeating what you said like 6 times ago? Yep, still, yep, got it. You don't want to look like a fool and an idiot. You're like, well, good thing this is being recorded, because I gotta go back and somehow do something with these notes. They're not we're gonna have to watch that about 6 more times. Anyways, that's my reaction to part 1 for this. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.